Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my podcast. Let me introduce to you my girlfriend, my beautiful girlfriend, Vlada. She's going to be my guest for today. We're going to talk about all the nitty gritty, everything that you guys want to know. Actually, not everything, but a little bit of the things that we want to talk about. We're going to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
You're going to get to know me a little bit, so you can ask me questions. I
That's
guess,
always good.
yeah, I guess it's like an introduction for our viewers. Welcome.
Thank you.
And if you guys don't know who Vlada is, she's my girlfriend. She's been in a lot of my videos. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Vlada. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Russia, and I think everyone I'm talking to in America knows about that because, I mean, it's obvious because of the accent. I'm actually have a background of IT, and right now I'm working in real estate, and I'm really happy about that because it's always something interesting, always something exciting. And my interests are really different. So I like snowboarding, I like reading, I like learning new languages. I like just, I don't know, I'm just really curious, and I always enjoy new knowledge. I always enjoy new skills. Moreover, I'm really planning to help Karim a lot with his videos in the future because it's so fun to film all these videos with him, and we have a lot of ideas actually, and we wanna like make it.
Yeah, I mean, she knows. I'm sorry, that was probably a little too loud, but yeah, she knows, and that this is my passion and my love, and like I adore and enjoy creating and being creative. It's like breathing for me. I have to do it, or else
Yeah.
I don't feel alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and I'm also like really into traveling, and I really, one of my dreams right now is start like traveling with Karim
Yeah.
and create like a lot of like different content about food in different countries, about people in different countries, maybe having like podcasts in different countries. That I think that would be so amazing, you know?
I don't know about the podcast, but okay,
Okay,
because that'll be
so
kind of hard to set up in every country.
yeah, who knows?
But
We'll see.
you'll see, yeah.
Yeah, it's like so traveling is like one of my passions, so I really want to travel with Kareem to different countries to explore it together,
Mhm.
film videos about it, and do
Yeah.
our stuff.
It'll be cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, I think.
Well, that was a cool introduction, and hopefully we do some of those things in the future. Now, we're going to talk about a lot of things. I wanted to, basically see if we could talk about what we see. And I mean, it's kind of new for you to be in social media. I mean, when we started dating, you didn't expect me to be, in social media. You didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, like, what exactly were you expecting when you first met me, knowing that I'm on social media? And were you afraid of, doing videos and coming onto social media with me?
So at first, to be honest, I was afraid. I was really afraid because you can always like see all these like influencers and bloggers in the internet, and they have a lot of like, except like good opinion, they also have like a lot of like negative feedback from like different haters. And it's always really sad to see this kind of stuff. I mean, if for example it's like constructive critiques, it's always good, but if it's something like, okay, I just hate you, that's why I'm gonna like tell you so much like bad stuff about yourself, like, it's always so disgusting. So, and in terms of that, it's like when people have like really like bad opinion about you, like out of nothing, just because they're jealous or something, it's always really upsetting.
So you're saying that,
So-
did somebody message you and tell you bad things about me?
No, of course not.
Like, oh, don't date him, he's a blah, blah, blah,
no,
blah,
no,
blah.
no, no, no. I'm just telling you that why I was afraid. at
Because I wouldn't be
first.
surprised if that happened, to be
No,
honest.
no, no. It didn't happen. It never happened. So, I mean, that's why I was like really afraid at first, because I really didn't want like my. I mean, I was not even like aware like of how like influencers deal with that. It's not that easy, I guess, just to accept all this like negative feedback but then yeah, I was like really afraid. I was like, okay, like what if like I just didn't want like my partner, my boyfriend, to be like, damaged by all this like negative words
Oh,
at first. So that's
okay.
why I was really afraid. Like,
It's really interesting. I didn't think you'd. I thought you'd be thinking about other things. Usually when I ask anybody like, what's their thought on dating or meeting somebody from social media, they'll say like, oh, I was afraid he might be a player. He might be messing around with a lot of other girls or other guys or whatever.
that's the thing. I feel like this kind of stuff, like messing with like other girls and all this stuff, you may know about that like from the first meeting, like when
Yeah, but you give me permission to mess with other girls, right?
no. Yeah, that's what I was like really
Yeah.
afraid about. Like I mean, I was not even like aware of how it actually works.
Yeah.
But then I just realized that people who are influencers, they are just much stronger. They become like more like, I don't know, like they become stronger
Yeah, I mean,
with every like
yeah.
negative experience. So that's
true.
why I was like, fine, okay, like I was like, yeah, whatever, like they can say whatever.
Yeah.
And I
That's
was
good.
just like, okay, my role is like to support him and to help him as much as I can, and maybe like give some advice when he needs it. And that how it happened actually. But I've never had like this opinion like, okay, like if this person is like an influencer, then like he's messing like with other girls. I've never had this kind of stuff.
Well, that's good. That means that shows how pure you are. And I like that. That's a really
Yeah,
cool
because I
comment.
mean, like, so like, for example, like other people like who are not even influencers, they might be the same. Like, I mean, like messing with girls and all this stuff. So it doesn't really define like this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So just being an influencer is just like something like actually like an influencer is a person who wants to like create, share something with other people. And I don't know like why like a lot of people think that it means like, yeah, they're like so crazy in like their lifestyle. Maybe some of the
Yeah.
influencers are,
It's
but
because
not.
some influencers give us a bad look. But to be honest with you, it's whatever. I really don't
Exactly.
care.
Exactly. It's just a part of it,
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a few more questions than you ask me, because I'm pretty sure there's things that a lot of our viewers don't know about me.
Yeah.
So you would ask for them in a way. So you're like a conduit for the viewers.
Okay.
And I'm a conduit for the viewers for you. So we go back and forth. We'll ask each other questions. All right. So I think we already made a video about this. How you felt or what were your fears on dating someone who is Muslim.
So as you said, like, yes, I have a lot of friends around the world, like different religions, different nationalities. And to be honest, when we just started dating, I was like, okay, so he's a Muslim, so what? I mean, there's nothing like so.
I'm glad, because you are cultured. I mean, you went around the world and stuff like that. So I would imagine that's why you kind of like, and you had Muslim friends, so it kind of made it easier. But yeah, I mean, like, I honestly thought you would be really scared. Like, that was when I first met you. I was kind of wondering if you knew or not, So I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if she's gonna find out, but she probably has an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think you're stupid. I mean, you're not stupid, so you probably would know that I was a
Of
Muslim,
course, I knew.
right? You
Yeah,
knew,
of
right?
course, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was kind of something that I was always worried about,
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, looking at it now, it's like, it was good, and a lot of people are always like, oh, he's forcing her to do this, he's forcing her to do that. Like, I don't think I've ever forced you to do anything. Like, especially like with Ramadan, you wanted to try it out yourself,
Of course.
and if it was everything that you were interested in doing. And,
Yeah.
and if there was nothing that you were comfortable with, I'll always let you.
Yeah, so I feel like
So it was kind of weird that people would be saying that,
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I think one of the most important things in like multicultural, multi-religious relationship is that like both partners accept each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing is that they don't really like force each other into like doing something. So I mean, like I just like wanted to experience some of the things that are important for you, because I just really wanted to know you better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm really excited about that, and I will try it again and again,
Yeah.
because it's not something like, oh, okay, like he's forcing me, I'm gonna do it. No, of course not. I just had a desire to do it, and I did it, and I'm really happy about that.
Cool.
Because it brought me it brought me like not only like experience, but also like knowledge and like some skills, like in terms of like not skills, but yeah, I just realized how
Skills. That's funny.
not skills.
As a skill on how to date a Muslim.
No, I didn't mean that. Yeah, just like knowledge like about Ramadan in general, and about like how people deal with that. I just didn't really know about that like before, because I didn't try it before.
Yeah.
So, but it was
That's
really
cool.
something really interesting, and something really amazing and pure,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, as I said, I've never had like, oh my gosh, he's a Muslim, what should I do now? Of course, I have never had it.
Good.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people who watch your videos, or like who like check your Instagram, they might feel like, okay, she's a Christian and he's a Muslim, so probably he's like trying to do something like against her will. But actually,
that's
it never
exactly-
happened.
That's
It never happened.
It's a stereotype that people would
Exactly.
get when they see, a Muslim dating a Christian. So there you go. That was pretty much to sum it up. It was nice, and I'm glad now that you all know the truth. Because I love having, just different things in my life, and learning different things, and I love seeing people who want to learn too, because that's how we're gonna have like peace and understanding in this world. As cheesy as it sounds, it's like we gotta understand and be with each other, in a way where we are willing to learn, right? So now that we got that out of the way, another big thing, I want you now to ask me any question that maybe you feel viewers would want to know, or they have been asking me, or anything like that.
Okay. So, so I might ask something about my nationality, since I feel like in America there are a lot of stereotypes about Russians. So before you met me, when we were just like talking on Instagram and all this stuff, so have you had any worries about me as a Russian girl? I'm just curious, because I feel like there are a lot of stereotypes in America connected with Russians and all this stuff. It's like they think like I don't know, like we have like bears at home. And
there's a lot. I mean, first of all, we think that you guys have bears for pets at home. You drink vodka for breakfast, and then finally the other one is that you guys are like gold diggers and stuff like that, and it's a pretty negative outlook.
Yeah.
It's pretty negative. It can get really, really worse, more than that. But that's pretty much kind of like the view that we kind of see with Russians. But I didn't see that with you. I mean, you don't drink, which is
exactly
awesome, and you don't have any bears as pets, which is also awesome, because bears freak me out. They scare me. And then finally, I mean, you're very sweet, and I don't think you're after money, but that's from my experience, and you broke that stereotype. But how do you feel about that stereotype?
the last one. Or
Yeah,
in general,
because I mean, like we, about all of the stereotypes I just gave you. Like, what do you think about that? Because also, like, I mean, I remember we watched a movie too, and it showed like Russians in a bad light.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
That
tell me
movie.
everything.
So, to be honest, every time I go to different countries, I always have this kind of discussion with a lot of people. It's like, oh, so you probably in the summer you're wearing that huge hat, even though like it's so hot on the street, and it's like your bear at home is probably waiting for you to go back home.
Is it though?
No. So, yeah, to be honest, I feel like every country has its own stereotypes about like people who live there. For example, there's like a stereotype about like Italians, that they eat pizza every night, every day, every morning, every like, I don't know, like same thing with maybe Chinese, like different, I don't know, like different cultures, different nationalities, they always like have like some sort of stereotypes.
Yeah.
I'm actually really fine with that. But when it comes to some sort of offensive comments towards my country and maybe like something that is connected with stereotypes, I'm just trying to ignore it. Because I feel like most of the stereotypes are coming from TV, from different movies, different
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like social media, like whatever. And I feel like what people hear and what people see, it's not always what it is in the reality. So, for example, I remember once I went to Europe and there was like that woman and she was like, are you going to the party? I was like, no, I'm not going to the party. I just want to stay home like for today because I'm tired. And she was like, but you're Russian, you have to go and drink. I was like, well, first of all, I'm not drinking. I don't drink at all. So I prefer like stay at home today. And she was so shocked because she was sure that actually, you know, like all the Russians are like drinking. I mean, that's just something like really funny and weird. And also like I collided like with some sort of like real offensive comments towards. Karim, what are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. Okay.
Once like I collided with like, some sort of like offensive comments towards myself, towards my country, and I just try to ignore it because there are also like people who will turn like different stereotypes into something really negative, you know.
Yeah.
So but there's like no reason to actually like pay attention to this kind of stuff, you know. So but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So what is like your long-term goal in terms of your channel? Like what kind of videos would you like to film? What kind of content would you like to go to?
That is a really good question. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, to be honest with you, finally, I want to create content that I have been wanting to do for such a long time. Quality content, making short films, stories, music videos, little shorts, you know, that encapsulate something very interesting. It's like, for example, I'm trying to work on a Gillette ad. I don't know if you saw the Gillette ad that's been getting a lot of heat lately. I want to make my own version of a Gillette ad.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I want to do things like that too, like things that touch upon trending topics, but in a way that's very entertaining and very like, you know, just fulfilling for myself. It's hard to explain, but I hope by that time I've passed many years, I would have created so much amazing content that will stand the test of time. Not just a vlog that's here today, gone tomorrow, but maybe a film that many people would watch on social media and keep sharing and keep alive after the days I die. And hoping that I would have these podcasts up and running so I could finally, you know, have this, you know, because this humanizes me. You know, I don't always want to be a character in front of the camera. This actually humanizes me and brings me down to earth so I could talk to people and talk to you and talk to others in such a way that keeps me feeling like I'm grounded and sane. I think it's very therapeutic. Like that's why I always wanted to make a podcast before they were even popular. I wanted to make podcasts just because I thought it was really cool to let people download your podcasts on iTunes, and this was before like, you know, like I wanted to do music and all that stuff. So there's a lot I want to do, and I'm really gonna go hard on it, and then hopefully that opens doors to working on legitimate productions. You know, being on set in front of a camera or behind the camera, working with people to make even bigger productions work and having, you know, achieved all of that. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah, it's such an amazing goal, to be honest. I mean, your direction is like pretty clear.
Pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's amazing, and I know that you will do it for sure.
Thank you. All right, so let's talk about our upcoming music video.
Okay.
So I'm really excited. I'm actually working on a music video. We already filmed it.
Yeah.
I'm currently editing it right now. I think by the time this podcast comes out, the video will already be out. So if you guys want to check it out, it's in the description. It's called Jovian, the Mafia parody.
Yep.
Because the song or the original song is by an actor that we have in our country, Egypt. And the song is trending #1. It's been trending for a while. Don't know about now though. At the time you're seeing this, his name is Muhammad Ramadan, and the song is called Mafia. So I enjoyed it, and I was like, you know what, my fans have been really asking me to release content like I used to. You know, the content that got me here in the first place, which was parodies, sketches, and all this stuff. You know, I haven't done a music video parody in years, so this is gonna be like a callback to it.
Okay.
And I hope it does well. I mean, if you guys really want to support me in doing that, then please go check it out. That's all I ask.
Exactly.
I want to ask you how you felt about working on it, and how was it for you, and your experience and all that.
Yes, so I think one of the most unique features of the video in general is the fact that it's not about like a current, like present time. It's about...
It's set in the 1920s, yeah.
Exactly, it's 1920s, and it's really, really unique. I mean, because 1920s, it's all about like amazing clothes and all
Nice
this
style.
like nice style,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like this
a cool
gangster vibe and
Yeah.
all this stuff. So, and actually, I've been really excited to work on that video. First of all, because of this whole style that we're gonna work with. And I remember that we were like looking for some costumes, and we were discussing with you my costume, like my
Outfit.
dress, my outfit, my dress, my shoes, and all this stuff. And I mean, it was really interesting to work on, even like on the outfits. First of all,
Yeah,
so,
that was
and,
fun.
Yeah, it was like before, and then when we actually started filming, it was even more amazing. I mean, it started with like the whole atmosphere, and we had like so many like amazing people, so many amazing actors, and everyone was so into it, and everyone was supporting. And I mean, in general, it was really, really exciting because, I mean, when you create something together, it was my actual first experience of like a music video, and
Oh, really?
you know, yeah.
Cool.
So that's why like I was really excited like about like all this atmosphere, and like people helping me with the makeup, and then like we were taking pictures, we were discussing what we're gonna do next, and we had so many ideas coming. Not like before, like, I mean, like, I know that you had like a whole like scenario and all this stuff, but we also had some interesting ideas during the filming. For example, that thing with the lightnings behind the wall.
Yeah. We used a lot of really cool equipment for lighting. And I want to give a shout out to Aperture for sponsoring us and helping us out by sending us awesome lights, and it would not have been possible without their lights. So Aperture, thank you so much. If you guys want to check out Aperture, they're in the description. To be honest, I'm not going to use any lights other than Aperture. They have great lights. They have high-rated CRIs. It just looks so good on camera.
Definitely.
And you guys will see. I mean, if you go check out the video.
Yeah.
So it was really cool, and I'm really happy to have had you on that. And I hope we do more, and we will make more.
Of course.
It's just, for me, it was nerve-wracking. It was, one of the biggest things for me when I'm making these videos is that I have a lot of anxiety, and you see it, you know it.
Yeah, but to be honest, you are really good with hiding that. I mean, like, I knew that you were like kind of anxious in terms of like organization, in terms of equipment, and I know like sometimes like some things might go wrong.
They always do.
You're always like so good with handling the pressure, handling the anxiety. So, and in general, I mean, you're always so professional on during every shooting we have, during every like time we film, and it's really amazing the way you handle the pressure. I mean, for example, like you have to organize everything, you have to gather everyone around you, you have to explain your idea, you have to have like a great way to deliver what you want to do, because sometimes like you can say, okay, we're gonna do this and this and this, and people will not understand it. But in our case, everyone got a really clear understanding of how you want it to be. And I saw some videos from what we got, and I think it's a really good material.
It
And I
looks
really,
so good.
It looks
It looks
amazing.
so. I'm
It looks more than professional, to be
so
honest.
happy.
I'm not even like,
I'm
yeah,
so happy. It looks so amazing.
it looks amazing. I'm
Like,
just, I'm telling you.
even Tariq, he was like, he saw it and he's like, now he wants to buy a camera like the one I
Oh,
have.
really?
Because he saw, I showed him the picture of you when you were sitting on my lap and I had the gun and I was just chilling. He's like, I have to buy that camera.
Oh, wow, that's so amazing.
Yeah. I am so happy to have really made something like that, and I want to continue making. That's exactly what I want to make. I want to make things that, you know, are not just crazy. You know, I have nothing against vlogs. I feel like vlogs are just very not my style. I mean, I tried it. They're fun.
Yeah.
But I can only do them if I'm doing what I enjoy, and that is the video that we did. So maybe, you know, a vlog of what's happening behind the scenes, but what you guys don't understand is that when I'm working on a production, I don't have a team to really like see it through the whole time. You know, like I don't have a dedicated cameraman, a dedicated continuity checker, a dedicated script writer, a dedicated editor. I don't have all that. I have people who come and help me only when they're free.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm all of that wrapped in one, and then that just drives me crazy. Like I wanted to ask you actually, how do you feel about like when I'm doing video? Remember when we were doing that public video, punish a Muslim in public? You saw how I was. My anxiety was so bad. I was so anxious. I didn't eat for the whole day.
Yeah, I remember.
And I told you how I don't like eating or doing anything until we finish the video because I'm so nervous, and I don't know how to deal with that. So what did you think about that?
So first of all, I mean, I was trying to make like breakfast for you, I remember, on that day, and you were like, no, babe, I cannot eat because, I mean, I'm really anxious. And that's right, like you didn't eat anything, you were so like nervous because we were going to make such a like provocative video. Yeah, we were like going to make such a like crazy video, like maybe like not everyone would understand. But we had like that amazing purpose to let people know about that like terrible thing, punish a Muslim thing.
Yeah, and it was. I'm so sad because we worked so hard on that video and it was so risky, and we put our hearts and souls into that video to send out a good message. And it got 300,000 views within one day, the magic number, and then YouTube takes it down.
Yeah, I remember.
And when YouTube took it down, I was like, that's it. Like it's not the same anymore because they don't. It was so weird. It's like they, I mean, there are. I could just go on forever about this, but what I'm trying to say is that there are companies out there who make content like this for shows. You know, we're not just some random vloggers who are going out in the street annoying people. And although it might seem like that, but that's not what we do. We have a purpose behind everything that we do. And just YouTube doesn't even bother to see that. And I don't know, man. It just really sucks. I mean, there are other platforms who are interested in our content, and I'm really happy about that. Like,
yes.
And I can't wait to start creating for them.
Exactly.
And they see the value in that because they understand us and they respect our creativity, and they know that we are not people who are trying to create chaos. We are professionals, and you know, we have less than orthodox ways of doing it, but we arrive at our finished product in a safe manner. So yeah, I mean, it did really well, and a lot of people saw it, but then it got taken down, and sadly I wasn't able to bring it back up, and I tried reposting it, and people are like, oh, we already saw this. So you really lose that spark, you know, because it was getting shared, it was going viral. It was just crazy.
To be honest, I feel like I totally agree with you, first of all. And also I think that sometimes there are things that, for example, let's take like that punish a Muslim thing, okay? So you, of course, like you can like stand in front of the camera and say like, okay, you know, there is like that thing, punish a Muslim. So you can talk to the camera about that. But I feel like every time like you create something, something that can show like people's reaction, people's thoughts, like something real, not just like talking to the camera.
Exactly. Yeah.
It will show the problem, it will reveal the problem much better than like just talking to the camera, because people will see like the problem itself.
Yeah.
Not just like, okay, like there's like that problem and we have to like solve, like, no, it's just like something
Yeah.
that shows like what is really going on.
Yeah, I just hope it gets fixed. I really do, because it's something that's been really driving my channel. But it's okay. I'm still a creative guy, so I don't have a problem. I've always overcome and have adapted and prospered and adapt and overcome. That's the word. I've always adapted and have overcome any changes that have gone along with YouTube, and I'm happy to say I'm still here. You know, so I'm gonna continue creating in my own manner, and I hope they fix this and really understand
Yeah.
the art of creativity.
And
and
some other
where it stems.
platforms, they're
Oh yeah,
really excited for
yeah.
like videos like that. So
And that's why
you know,
I can't wait to start concentrating on exclusive
Definitely.
content for the other platforms, which is going to
Definitely.
be crazy. It's going to be cool. But you know, it's just I have like this soft spot for YouTube. That's why I'm always because I started on it. But yeah, I mean, it's really fun. It's really fun what my YouTube channel has got me to, and a lot of people don't understand. They still don't understand it. They look down upon it. But the work we've done is something incredible, and I'm really, really happy with it. And I just can't wait to create more content, especially with you. There's going to be a wonderful future of things that we're going to create and make. But as you know, I'm always concentrating on my work, and that's something that I always want to continue doing.
what is the best opportunity you got from being a YouTuber? What is like the best thing you, maybe like not everyone, like for example, maybe like regular people, they cannot like get this kind of opportunity. What is the best opportunity that you got from like being a YouTuber?
The best opportunity, believe it or not, is the fact that I got to be what I want to be, and that is a creative individual. I got to act, I got to create, I got to sing, I got to do all these things because I had a platform that I was able to release it on, and then I garnered a fan base that rooted for me and helped me continue to keep going. And that's an opportunity that I don't think I would have gotten anywhere. If I tried anywhere else, it probably would have taken forever or probably never happened. And I also was able to make a good fortune to help support my family and support myself, which I'm very thankful, alhamdulillah. Like, that's something I'm very, very thankful for. But, you know, we weren't doing really well. My dad was doing great, but then there came a time when, you know, things stopped and we weren't really doing well. And I would wear my T-shirt. I would go to school with my T-shirt for 7 days straight. I would wear the same shirt. I was going to say SH, other word, but I would wear the same shirt and pants or whatever for 7 days a week. And I now looking back at it, it's like, you know, when I was younger, I didn't think much of it, but I would always get made fun of. You know, I get picked on because of it. Ew, Karim, you're wearing the same shirt. Didn't you wear that on Monday? And I'm wearing the same thing over and over because we couldn't afford a lot of clothes. Right? And that's where I came from. And, you know, there's other things, too, that I don't really want to get deep into. And I've told people, too, that I was homeless. You know, there was a time where I was homeless and I didn't have a place to stay with my parents. We didn't have a place for 1 month, and it was really hard on us. And that humbled me. It made me humble, and that's why it made me appreciate every single thing, and it made me be positive. It made me be positive because I realized that I could have still been in that position, but I'm not anymore. So why am I going to be negative about certain things in my life when just because of this or that? When I was homeless, I was sleeping in a car, and then I had to sleep in a closet, sharing it with other people. You know, it was hell. So I'm thankful. God has blessed me. It might not be what everybody wishes. It might not be grand. It might not be huge, but I'm still blessed. And this is why I'm always positive. I'm always positive. Things will always get better. Things always do get better. As long as I'm here, alhamdulillah, and I'm breathing and I'm pushing forward, it will get better, you know? And that's one of the major things, you know, and I'm glad those things happen in my life. You know, my brother Majid, he moved out at such a young age. So he was like, he saw a lot more than me. So that's why people, when they see him, they like think he's the older brother because he's been stressed with a lot in his life and he's seen so much in his life. He had to grow up quick. At the end of the day, you know, it's something that we've all been put through, and this is what humbled us, and this is why we work hard for what we have and we hold on tight to what we have because we worked hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the major things that people don't understand. It's like, it's where you come from. I don't like to complain a lot, and when I do complain, it's not long, it's not much. I catch myself and I say, hey, look, stop. Continue doing something about it, or just forget it and keep pushing through. And that's what I've always been doing on YouTube. That's the character I've been portraying on, like I've been pushing and using towards my YouTube career.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through everything on YouTube when they've changed it many, many times and did this and did that, and I didn't really complain. Now I'm upset because, now it's different because it shows that they don't really, like, I don't want to say they don't care about their creator.
They don't encourage.
But no, it's not they don't encourage. They encourage you all the time because it makes them money. But they don't they don't care enough to speak to their creators, or at least the creators who have contributed so much. But in fairness, there's so many of us, and they gotta move on to the next. So it would have been nice if they let us know that, hey, there's gonna be a time where you guys are not gonna make any money. Because there was a year of an adpocalypse where we didn't make a dime, which is dangerous for anyone who has people that are on payroll, people that need that need to support families, and other people that are working. Thankfully, I didn't have a team to pay, so I was able to take that hit and really, really reel it in, right?
Yeah.
It's just the transparency and communication. That's what YouTube needs, and that's why I was really upset, because it's kind of like somebody you love hurts you. That's what it was. I wasn't complaining. I wasn't complaining about a lot of the other things that people like. Right now, a lot of people are complaining about, hey, my CPMs are low and my videos are getting demonetized. Well, it's been happening to us. It's been happening to me for years, and I've been pushing through, and I haven't been complaining like these big channels. I was pushing through. I was making $100 a month on YouTube when I was getting millions of views on my parodies and my videos. I didn't once complain. I was happy, and I was still pushing through. And thankfully now it's a little better, but it's still hard, and I'm still pushing through, and I'm still here, and I'm very thankful for that. And I want to say thank you for joining me on this show, and I want to say thank you for supporting me and also being there by my side. I'm really grateful and blessed for that.
Always welcome.
Thank you. Now let's push all that to the side and talk about something really funny.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know if you guys know Tana Mangu. She's cool. She's had a past, though. I met her in Playlist. She was actually really nice. I'm not going to lie. I met her in Playlist. She was nice. We took a picture together, and she wasn't really, cocky or anything like that. So that's really cool. There was something that just leaked right now. I don't know if it was intentional. If it was intentional on her part, I wouldn't be surprised. Because a lot of these social media stars are very smart, and they fabricate a lot of these things. So there's a picture of her and her friend where their waists are so thin and they look so skinny. For me, I thought it was real. I was like, how does she stay, how does this girl stay skinny? And then there was some stories that got leaked from Snapchat, I think it was, or Instagram stories. Mm-hmm. And it was a Snapchat of her with a big belly. She looked incredibly fat, and I sound horrible saying this, okay, because I'm not fat shaming or anything like that. If you are fat, own it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I would prefer, and I would love it if you really took care and pushed through your health. But I'm not to speak. It's none of my business. People are free to do what they want. But if I was fat, I would do everything within my power to lose that weight. Mm-hmm. I had a belly, and I had to get rid of that, because you know how Egyptians are. We have that belly syndrome, and our fatness goes all to our belly, and we get a really big belly. What did you think about that?
Well, talking about about this kind of stuff in general, so for example, a lot of people, influencers, regular people, I don't know, just girls, maybe boys. A lot of people are actually using this kind of programs like Photoshop and different apps for the phone.
Yeah.
And there is this cult of being perfect, like in Instagram, you know, like showing
Yeah,
the
we know
best
that, but what
of
do you?
your sites.
I understand, but like, what is your like? What? Like, I think it's just getting out of hand. These Photoshop pictures. Like, for example, I've seen people Photoshop maybe a little here, a little there, you know, but she Photoshopped her entire body shape. Okay,
Yeah, but maybe it was also like about the angle. Who knows?
to an extent where
Well, not everything, but
it was crazy. Okay, it was crazy. I was like, there is no way a girl is that skinny, or there's no way that I don't know. It just for me it looked real, but then I couldn't believe it when it turned out to be fake, and I was like, there's no way that can be like photo. Like how did she hide all of that? And you're right, it is the angle. She obviously took it head on, so the belly doesn't show from the side, and then she's just like tying it her waist. I have my thoughts about photoshops and stuff like that. I really don't care. People could do whatever they want. I think it's cool. If you want to do that, do it. You know. But I think it's funny. If we're gonna find out about it and we're gonna laugh, don't expect to be sad. I mean, you kind of prepped yourself up for that. So it was funny and people laughed, and it just shows that wow, you know.
Yes, and there's like that page in Instagram where that is showing stars, like actually like big stars, like fashion models, singers, actresses who are like doing the same thing for their pictures.
Yeah, you showed me that.
And there is like one like a picture, like for example, like from original one, right? The original one from the photographer, and the second one is from their like those stars Instagram accounts. And that's just crazy that not only like regular people are doing that, but also like stars, like famous people. To be honest, that's really funny because you always like look at like fashion models and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so perfect. And they're doing it like this kind of Photoshop anyway. And that's just interesting because it's like someone might think like, okay, like this girl is perfect, but that girl is gonna like Photoshop her picture as well. And I feel like this is just like some sort of a cult right now because for example, if the picture is going to be perfect, someone is gonna find
something wrong,
imperfections.
Yeah,
anyway, it's like a little small thing. And in terms of the fact that social media is crazy and it's so wide, it's gonna be known.
Expect it. I mean, that's what I'm gonna say. Expect it. It's gonna happen. I mean, don't be surprised. But I honestly think it was intentional. She probably did that on purpose so it could go viral and people could talk about it. Or maybe I'm just giving her too much credit and she probably just slipped up and somebody caught her. But when I see things like that, it makes me happy for other girls because I feel like a lot of girls out there have the wrong idea of beauty, especially with all that dang Photoshop. You girls have the wrong idea of beauty, and I can imagine young girls being like, I want to look like her, and they body shame themselves and they hate themselves because they don't look like that. When in reality, what you see from the pictures is not reality. You know, it's Photoshop, and even in real life, they kind of Photoshop themselves in real life by wearing corsets and whole tucking and everything, and surgery and all that stuff. I was happy when I saw that. I was like, good. Now, kids could see that and they could realize like, oh, she's fat just like me. She got ripples just like me. Like I could be just as beautiful as her, or probably even more beautiful. So it made me happy like things like this happen. And it's going to be harder for people to hide a lot of things like that as we progress in the future because, like I said, there's cameras everywhere now. There's a camera in our phones. There's a camera here, there. There's cameras everywhere that are going to catch the truth. So it's always better to, well, one, stay quiet. Don't say anything that you don't want people to, that you wouldn't want anyone to hear, or something that you don't associate yourself with. And two, live your life honestly. A lot of people don't live their life honestly. But who am I to judge? I met her. She was nice, whatever.
And talking about that thing, like about Instagram, like cult and all this stuff in general, I would also refer it to life in general. Because I remember like recently I heard a conversation of two girls in a subway, and they were like, oh my gosh, look at this girl, she has such an amazing and interesting life, her pictures in Instagram are so cool. And
Yeah, those are all fake too.
it's not even like about that. It's like a lot of people, not only like kids, not only teenagers, but even like adults, sometimes they look at the pictures in Instagram from like different stars, different YouTubers, influencers, like any like famous people, even like regular people who have like amazing, interesting life. So, and they also forget about the fact that people post only like the best side of their life in Instagram. So for example, if someone is going to look at like perfect pictures from like different like vacations, different amazing places, amazing restaurants, they'll be like, oh my gosh, these people have perfect life, no problems, nothing. But it's also important to remember that everyone has like problems.
That's very true.
And it's like we just like don't talk about like problems in Instagram, in I don't know, like social medias. It's like social medias are mostly about like beautiful life. It's like maybe to show off sometimes, maybe to show like what's something interesting, but people don't talk about problems in the social media. It might lead to some sort of complex, like to some sort of like depression, probably, I'd say, when you see like all these like perfect people with perfect lives.
And it does.
You know?
It does. A lot of people get depressed from that. That's why I was,
it's the same thing. So I'm just like telling that that's just crazy how much influence this kind of stuff might have on like regular average people.
Yeah.
It might lead to like different things like depression and being upset about their own life and maybe like the absence of goals.
Yeah. But
after
you know,
that.
at the end of the day, we can't like blame creators for that, because
of course no,
just,
I'm not talking about creators. I'm talking about like people
like,
who have like different sorts of like perfect lives. It's not only about creators. It's about,
no, but I mean like you know,
it's not blaming.
Look, sometimes people fake their perfect life, you know, and their life might be crap in real life, but on Instagram it's really popping, right? Or their vlogs on YouTube are popping, right? But the thing is, they're just working. Okay, they are trying to develop this thing, this image, this brand image, which is fine. I understand it. But you can't blame kids. I mean, you can't blame them for kids who get depressed over that.
Of course, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's just crazy that social media like can lead to something like that. I mean, I know that it's not gonna
I'm not saying. I'm just like making it clear for other people, because sometimes people might sometimes I get really happy and I want to share something, and then I get blamed, like, well, you're bragging, you're showing off.
That's the thing, that some people, like most of the people, they misunderstand the whole concept of like social media. I mean, like they're like, okay, like this person has like no problems, like they're like posting just about like regular and amazing stuff, like perfect life, like restaurants, like vacations, and they forget about the fact that people like who are like famous or like who are creators who just like have like a lot of money, they all also have problems, and it's just like misconception. It's like just some sort of like misunderstanding from like kids, like other people, about creators, like influencers, stars, other like rich people lives. It's just always like it's really important to remember that everyone has problems, and compare like your life with like someone else's life. It's not really good, and it just must push you towards something good.
Exactly, it must push you, and you should also be grateful for what you have. Vlada, this was really fun. I hope we do this more, and I hope you come more often to my podcast show. And I hope we continue recording a lot of content. I'm so excited for what's to come. And I'm excited for the videos that are to come and the content and all the things. I'm going to be really busy this year, and I'm really going to push myself. And I because before, you know, I just want to think, you know, before I die, I hope I created some things and made some things that will last, and people will remember me for it.
Exactly. So, I was really happy to be at your show.
Thank you, baby. And anything else you want to say? I just want to say thank you so much for being here, and thank you guys for watching. And before I go, what do you want to say?
I just wanted to say that I'm really impressed by all the goals you have, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure that it will work out the best way for you.
As long as you're by my side, support me and
I will
understand
always
me,
support you.
then nothing will go wrong.
I will always be by your side, and I will create content with you. I'm really excited about that because it's
Cool.
when I see that you're like passionate about something,
Mhm.
I also like want to be a part of it
Cool. I love
because
that.
it's a part of your life, you know?
Thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching this. And if you're listening, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I am Karim Jovian, and I am out. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.